More recently, our Bay Area comrades have continued to be active in labor mobilizations initiated by former SL supporter Jack Heyman, whose work in the Dockers Union represents something of a continuation of Howard's work, which itself originated in the SL-supported Ideological caucus. Jack has initiated several important labor actions, including the May Day 2008 shutdown of every port on the West Coast in protest of the war in Iraq, the only strike in history by U.S. workers against an imperialist war waged by Washington. I want to show a video, actually. It contains footage of the 1984 anti-apartheid strike, as well as a strike in 1987 that our comrade Howard also played an important role in organizing and leading. There's also footage of the May Day 2008 port shutdown incident. You see Jack Heyman speaking as well. Oh, thanks.
To hell with the laws, to hell with the injunctions. I believe that that's what's necessary.
This is more than just another demonstration. This is a challenge to our system of free enterprise. Here you have millions of dollars worth of goods on a ship back there, and people here saying that if you do business with South Africa, you can't do it here.
This money is made off the most extreme exploitation of the black people in South Africa. Families are divided, people are being pushed out. It's like if you were in California and people were pushed out on the Mojave Desert and put in tin shacks with no way to grow food and no way to live, and they die. Every minute in South Africa, a child under 5, on the average, dies of starvation.
I've been aboard this ship 3 times, and I'll work any other. Matter of fact, I was in the gang that discharged the Australian cargo. We have no quarrel with the people of Australia. We have no quarrel with Ned Lloyd Lines. We have a quarrel with the South African government.
It's got the blood of the courageous youth in Soweto that stood up against the vicious, racist apartheid regime.
Of this administration of this city for passing paper resolutions against apartheid and then using the police force to remove people and workers who are trying to strike an economic blow against that regime.
It was a longshore courage in deliberately violating the Taft-Hartley law and the union contract that made that successful.
2,000 longshoremen walked off the job at 11 this morning. The walkout was quiet enough, but by mid-afternoon there was an angry protest. Rita Williams reports.
As they left their jobs, several hundred longshoremen gathered here at the port of Redwood City and set up a picket line. The Inland Boatmen's Union is on strike against Crowley Maritime, the owner of the barge here at the port. In sympathy with the boatmen, longshoremen have agreed not to unload any of Crowley's barges. That's why they got upset when members of other unions, you can see in this shot, started working longshoremen's jobs unloading cans of pineapples. About mid-afternoon today, longshoremen could stand it no more, and they stormed the barge. Some stopped along the way to pick up sticks and rocks, even sledgehammers.
The scabs aren't going to work this barge. That's all there is to it. Our jobs, our lives, and everything else is on the line. This will stop being a job.
Port officials called police, and the stevedores kept moving. It looked like a scene from on the waterfront. By the time the longshoremen reached the barge, no workers were in sight. So some of the longshoremen took out their wrath on a tire and the truck the containers were loaded onto. Crowley Maritime official told us the whole action today was illegal, that it was a secondary boycott.
Everything's fine.
Was it worth it? No comment.
Workers' rights, to oppose the war, bring home the troops, stand up for what you believe in. That's what we got going on, and I can't say it no better than that.
We all know about the struggle in the 1800s for the 8-hour day, which was a very important struggle. It was a struggle for safety, it was a struggle for survival, and it was a struggle for working conditions here in the United States. Here in the United States, workers have been struggling a long time, and it seems like now, brothers and sisters, we're struggling harder than ever.
I asked the New York Times reporter last week, will you be covering this event? And he said, is it newsworthy? What do you say? Is it newsworthy? Stop the war now! Stop the war now! Union time! Union time! Union time!
While we are today too small to undertake systematic work in strategic unions, our comrades conduct themselves as good class struggle militants in the unions to which they belong. At times, this has gone beyond being picket captains and the like to organizing militant labor actions. One of our comrades led a teachers' walkout in New Zealand over the heads of the union bureaucrats to protest education cuts just 2 years ago. The Trotskyist program, which the IBT has played a unique role in preserving in living organizational form, is the distillation of generations of experience in the class struggle. We believe it addresses all the fundamental questions confronted by revolutionaries in the modern era: imperialist war, mass unemployment, the erosion of democratic rights, the struggle against racial and sexual oppression, and the need to defend and extend the gains of the working class. In each particular struggle, the intervention of Marxists is shaped by a single overriding imperative: building a revolutionary ideological and material bridge between capitalism and the first stages of socialist construction. Central to this project is winning over those who would rid the world of capitalism to the struggle to build a Leninist vanguard party. The IBT preserves the Trotskyist program because it is by mobilizing workers on the basis of that program